California. Zachary Horowitz. I don't know if you ever heard of the name, or Zach Avery, I think is as he goes by. He's listed on IMDb. He has some credit. I think on a couple of movies.
$6 million. What is it?
So this dude defrauded more than $230 million to just investors. Basically just saying, hey, I'm going to sell this movie to Netflix and HBO and blah, blah, blah. And these people paid this dude this money. This we got a picture of this Joker. There he is. Yeah. He convinced these folks to give this money to them for these movies and these guarantees to go into to secure some rights on some films with Netflix and HBO, and they were going to do it, but the money wasn't going towards that. This dude bought a house.
He bought a $6 million house.
$6 million.
He didn't buy a house. He bought a house.
Yes,
capital.
He bought a house. Now he raised about $650 million, and when it got kind of sticky for him, he was kind of paying robbing Peter to pay Paul kind of deal to kind of keep it going. But he lost over $400 million from the people. He gave back $400 million and were able to recover, but it was still $230 million in losses that this guy made.
What was he doing with the other one? The
other money?
Yeah.
It was just cycling the money. So he used the money that was coming in to pay off the early investors. So if I talked to you 2 years ago, I'm getting somebody else on board, and then boom, I'm going to pay you off because I said it was going to happen. It didn't happen. So now I'm taking this new investor's money and I'm going to pay you off. You know how a regular Ponzi scheme works.
Yeah.
So this dude had all of this money
Cycling it.
And all of this, just basically defaulting on all of this stuff. He paid off his $300,000 in credit card debt. He bought a $6 million house in Beverly Hills. All off of his word, bro. You think they'll believe that if you and I went to get $650 million?
He must have, man. That guy needs a sales job.
He got a mouthpiece, man.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like when you, I'm sending you another story, Jack. I just sent it to you. So it's kind of goes in relation to this. Yeah. But yeah, like when you must have like this is where he should not have been saying he's going to get the films to where getting them wherever they need. He probably should have been working to get on these films because if he's doing this, he's like he has some type of talent.
He's got something.
Yeah, and he's using it the wrong way. That's what I'm trying to say.
Totally the wrong way.
But that's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of.
If people are not back.
34 years old, bro. You come up with that kind of money. You got a $6 million house. Now, they say he faces 20 years in prison. How much time do you think he'll do?
6 months.
Yeah, probably. Okay, so, yeah. Man, that's $600 million. Like, the reason I thought about this is because $600 million is a lot of money. But that's a lot of money to be. That's tons of money to be.
That's more money than we'll see in our lives.
All
three of us.
Yes.
Like to not legit have anything going on. You got people giving you $600 million. It made me think about. I sent Jack another link right here. If you look, he has it up here. Okay, so there's this scheme, right? So these two guys, they are scheming. The airlines, they're going to. Long story short, it's a guy I went to high school with, right?
So, really?
Let me tell you what happened. Okay, so like before my son was born, so about 7 years back, one of my cousins, he's like pretty close to this guy. I was in high school with this guy. He's a cool guy, right? We were in class together, real cool guy. He played football. I played, and like smart guy.
Get in Discord, Jack.
A real smart guy. But he like about 2014, he started. Like on Facebook, you'd see him. He's like flying to Miami. He's got a Lamborghini. He's out on South Beach.
Guy you went to high school with.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, cool. And he kept doing it more and more, right? So I talked to my cousin and I'm like, hey, this guy. His name's Pernell. I'm like, hey, Pernell, like what does he do now? He got he got a little dough. It looks like, and he's like, man, he's like, yeah, so and so. I can't really tell you what he's doing. I found out what he's doing, but it's not legal. So I'm like, oh, okay. So
and you just left it at that.
Yeah. So that long story short. So then last week comes one of my friends sends me an article, and it's on ABC News.
Oh my God.
He's like, hey, look, he's like, you remember Purnell? I'm like, yeah. He's like, he's been defrauding the airlines.
Oh my
so then I immediately like find out from my cousin. I'm like, hey, what's going on? I sent him that, and he's like, yeah, man. He's like, I knew what was going on. He's like, I wasn't trying to get caught up in it. So basically, this guy was going. I don't know how he did it, but he would go to the airlines and check bags. And then I think he had someone on the airline side. I had to do it, but he would fly to where he's going, and then the bags wouldn't get there because he never checked them. But he said they checked. I don't know how he did that, but then he'd get like $3,500 a bag, like lost bag. So you take receipts and like stuff people buying and say it was in his bag and get reimbursed for what was in his bag.
What?
So he's doing it for years. So made like over 500. I'm sure he made more than that, over 500K. And I'm like, man, like cool guy. I'm like, if you just use that energy towards something that's like, you know, like just like this other guy, to use that energy, use that charisma, whatever you got towards something that's gonna make you like legit gonna make you some money.
Yeah.
But yeah, now he's looking at like 20 years in prison.
And don't get me wrong, this sounds terrible. This is gonna sound terrible. Sometimes you almost root for the bad guy, but it's like, bro, you could have just stopped.
Yeah, he could have stopped.
You could have stopped.
He kept, but the thing about it is, that's why I told my, I think he got complacent and greedy. Like, and that's when you start like, he was doing it, and he was doing it for like a lot. It had all the airlines. He was doing it. And I'm pretty sure it's more than this, but he would get the reimbursement checks. He would send it to all his homies. Like he had like 7 homies that they would send the reimbursement checks. He would book it with like a Visa credit card, the flights, and then he had fake IDs made. And he was doing it back and forth.
Oh, so he's got a couple different deals that he's did layers. Okay, so it's interesting, right? 2 crimes. You defrauding people.
Yeah.
Both face up to 20 years. I'm gonna keep watch on these 2 cats.
Yeah, but
Zach
okay.
Avery and Parnell. Was it Parnell Jones?
Yeah, he's a black guy.
Oh yeah, no duh. Purnell.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying, yeah, it's just
He's definitely doing 20 years.
So I want to see, yeah, exactly.
He's definitely doing the full 20 years.
But it's just like, man, a cool guy, man.
Oh,
I'm just like, man, it's crazy that like it happened like that. But I remember the day I was like, dang, what is Purnell doing? He got. Because, you know, you see someone that, like, you're like...
Like, wait, I knew this dude.
I was like, sometimes my wife, I was like, man, Purnell's coming up. I'm trying to do what I was trying to figure out what he's doing because I'm trying to come up, too. I'm trying to go to South Beach with a Lamborghini. and so this all comes back. But apparently I don't know how they caught him, but they said the last thing that he ordered, like, 22 fake IDs from China, someone in China. Maybe that's probably why he got caught. Cause,
well, here's the thing. When the feds are involved, they let you hang yourself.
Yeah.
I tell people that all the time. Like, you know what? That like mortgage fraud. You don't want to mess around with that kind of crap because they'll let you go.
Yeah.
They will let me. It's victimless. It's like nobody's really getting hurt. So they'll let you go. So you can't deny and say, hey, well, this is the reason. Yeah. And then they'll let you go 10, 15, 20 different times.
When they decide to get you, they got
a stack of them.
They'll make sure they have more than enough.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can explain one away. You might be able to explain 2, but how about 20?
Yeah.
Can you explain 20 different times that you did this?
Yeah.
So that's
apparently he had like gotten a shipment of like fake IDs, 22 fake IDs.
And how do you explain that when they roll up on you?
They probably knew this person. I mean, if someone from China is making fake IDs, they probably know where it's coming from and somehow know that these fake IDs are fake. You know. So
I don't know that inside job though, because how can you check a bag?
Exactly.
And not
there's someone else.
Somebody else is in that.